Hey everybody, HBoy33333 here. I actually don't really talk into this thing a lot, and what I really don't do is things like this. Now, I'm actually a really big fan of video game theories, and one theory I've always thought about to myself that a lot of people don't talk about is a theory about Super Mario Galaxy. Now, for those of you who are unaware, Super Mario Galaxy is a 3D platformer released on the Nintendo Wii. It stars Mario, and he travels through space in this game. Now, unlike most 3D platforms at the time, this is the first Mario 3D platformer where, after beating the game with all 120 stars, you get to play as Mario's brother, Luigi. Except, not necessarily the way you would think. Instead of a simple character switch, which is how to do it in the sequel, you actually play as Luigi and start the story over again. Now, a few things are different, and I mean very few. For one thing, the only real difference is that they replace Mario's name with Luigi. And while playing as Mario, you do say Luigi, and he ends up helping you get stars. But when you play as Luigi, you still save Luigi. And that's the thing I want to talk about. How does that make sense to have both Luigis at the same time? Now, originally, I didn't pay this note that much mind. It's just Nintendo giving us a way to play as Luigi, making the game a little harder, because Luigi can jump higher and is faster, but has less traction. So he'll be kind of like the hard mode of the game. However, I thought to think more about this when I seen this video by Numberphile. If you haven't heard of Numberphile, I recommend you check their videos. They have a lot of signs about numbers.
Imagine you had a universe which was a Googleplex meters across, okay? So a big universe. Then that's very big, and if you actually traveled far enough in that universe, you would start to see repetitions. You would start to see exact copies of yourself.
10 to the power of 100. So imagine that that's a 1 with 100 zeros after it.
How many particles are there in the universe? Okay, now that's 10 to the 80, 10 with a 1 with 80 zeros after it. That's how many particles there are in the universe. So a Google is bigger than that.
He then thought, well, what's a bigger number than a Google? And for that, he took 10 and raised it to this power, the power of a Google, 10 to the 100. So this is taking 10 and timesing it by 10 and 10 and 10 and 10 and 10 and timesing it Google amount of times. And this number is called a Googleplex.
So I find this astonishing. Imagine you had a universe, this sort of emphasizes how big a Googleplex is. Imagine you had a universe which was a Googleplex meters across, okay? So a big universe, and in some models of internal inflation, things like that, you do get universes which can be as big as this. So we have a universe which is a Googleplex meters across. Then that's very big, and if you actually traveled far enough in that universe, you would start to see repetitions. You would start to see exact copies of yourself.
Now, you may be wondering, how did I just show that? Well, you see, although our universe may not be the size of a Googleplex, or maybe not even a Google, maybe, just maybe, the Super Mario universe is. After all, it's like our universe, but different. Now, I shouldn't have to explain how Mario's world is easily different from ours. We don't have talking mushrooms, we don't have talking turtles, and we most certainly don't have mushrooms that make us grow taller. So, yeah, the fact that his universe might be a little bigger, especially with all the life in it, it's a possibility. And if you still think I'm wrong, well, you have Luigi's guess go on. He guesses there's enough people in the universe for one person to look like him, right? So even if this Luigi isn't on from the other side of the universe, he could just be someone that looks like Luigi. However, if you believe what I said, then here's one thing I have to add to that. What if he's not an absolute perfect copy? Do you see the differences? Now, here's the character models from the game. You have Mario here, you have the Luigi we play as, and you have the Luigi we save. As you can see, Luigi we save is taller and thinner than Luigi we play as. If anything, Luigi we play as is more similar to Mario than Luigi. Now, you'll be saying, well, what's the big deal? He's still Luigi. Well, if you remember, back before Luigi and Mario acted different, they looked exactly the same, with Luigi being a palette swap. So, my theory is, what if this Luigi, the Luigi we play as, on his side of the universe, he never changed to be different than Mario? Possibly because Mario doesn't exist where he comes from. Think about it. As you play as this Luigi through the entire game, he never once thinks about Mario. Now, you could say the same about Mario, not think about Luigi, but he actually saves Luigi. By the end of the game, when you have all 150 stars and then get the extra 1 star, Mario's not even mentioned in Luigi's story because he just simply does not exist where this Luigi comes from. So he wouldn't think about it. If anything, he'd probably be wondering, why is this letter addressed to Mario? I'll just take it anyway. So it's safe to assume that he probably doesn't have a Mario where he exists. That would also explain why the Princess Peach that he saves always calls for his name, and that the Bowser he fights knows his name. Where in the regular side of the universe, Bowser, at least in the RPG games, usually calls Luigi by Green Stash, simply because of the fact he can't remember his name. He's just not that threatening. So I feel like it's a safe assumption this Luigi is more of a threat. After all, he doesn't seem to be afraid of anything, and he's almost just as brave as Mario is. If anything, he's probably just Mario, but, with less friction, and he can jump higher. If anything, he probably would be even better than regular Mario, if you think about it. So one last thing I want to address, and that would be, well, if the Luigi we play as is on his side of the universe, Mario doesn't exist, then where's Mario? You can't tell me that when we reset the universe, we left Luigi behind. Well, I have a suggestion to that. And that suggestion is that what if, and hear me out, what if both games, both the Mario game and the Luigi game, are happening at the same time from each one's perspective? From Mario's point of view, he probably remembered saving Luigi when Luigi actually could have possibly saved himself. And while Luigi was out on a mission, Mario was there, and he seen his brother, and he was like, well, everything seems fine here. Happy I found you, Luigi. Just a neat thing I had thought about. Anyway, this is my thoughts on why there's 2 Luigis in Super Mario Galaxy. There might be a whole lot of things that might be wrong about this, and I understand that. I just felt like this is a topic that I haven't seen on the internet yet, and I just want to put my 2 cents.